Howdy Taurus, how are you? This is Raina and this is your mid-October 2021 General Tarot Update. And so I'm not going to talk too much about the lunar eclipse in your sign. I've already done an October astrology video, plus I'm going to be doing an end of October tarot reading, so I'll cover it there, but I will say that you might be feeling some of those changes even in this time frame of the middle of the month. It's funny because the first card I got is this card that's associated with kind of new horizons, so that could be definitely change in the air. Because you want it, because you're clamoring for it, not because so I'm trying to do something where I have all the cards in frame. It's kind of tricky, but I think I have, at least for now, this is a little bit of an improvement. So, but I have to still navigate this. So the heart of the matter is the Three of Wands, and this is a card of new horizons. You know, you can see the mountains in the distance. And this is fire energy, so there is the little green shoots on all of the wands or rods. And this represents growth, so expansion, creativity, the creative force within you. And it's interesting, too, because the 3 in the major arcana is connected to the Empress, and that's connected to your sign through Venus as well as Libra, so that creative principle. But this is also, I would say, very independent energy too, being fire energy. So there's that sense of like you wanting to call your own shots maybe, or just have more ability to go where you want to go. Maybe you're tired of where you're living. The Uranus is in Taurus for the next few years, and has been for a couple of years so far, a few years. So you already have like this yearning for a totally different, experience, or just your life in general, kind of doing things differently, depending on how close you are to the degree that Uranus is right now. And I don't know exactly what it is. It might be about 10 degrees or 12. So if you're born in April and early May, especially if you're born in early May, Sun in Taurus, you might really be feeling it right now. But anyway, I digress. In the past position, we have the Page of Pentacles. So this can be some kind of a message about work, maybe getting a little money, and that little money is what makes you want to take off, because you've got a little bit of money and you figure, I want something more of life. Now, I mean, this is also the card of the student. So even if you're somebody in your 30s, you could go back to school. You could, and it doesn't have to be a university. It could be some kind of like training, and you have the money for that. If you are in a job, it probably is a new job, because pages are the beginning stages of something. So it might be that you're in a new job, but you're not really happy with how it's going. It isn't what you want. It's like you might feel like you're spinning your wheels. You want more than this, and so on and so forth. So it's not that you're necessarily miserable. It's just that there's some kind of growth that you're yearning for. And of course, that's human nature, right? I think that most people want to grow. They just don't know how. They don't know what the logistics are for that. And so this can be talking about, some kind of a message involving like a job offer. I would even say like something where you have to travel, and maybe you're contemplating whether or not you want to do that. You don't know if you want to uproot you, or if you have a family to look after. The higher message is the Four of Emperor is the Emperor card. And this is a card of being in charge, creating order in your life. And this can come in different ways. So maybe some of you have to pare down your life. You have to be able to travel lighter because you have a lot of stuff. And that is what is keeping you from accepting a job offer far away, because you're like, what am I going to do with all this stuff? And I'm saying this because you are a Taurus. And I think about Taurians and what would hold them back. And it might be the material possessions that they own. And how to manage them. So maybe you need to manage your life in a very fundamental way. It's interesting that the Emperor is number 4, because number 4 is connected to Saturn. And Saturn is about discipline, but it's also about paring down. And, there's a saying about your possessions sometimes possessing you. And obviously you want to avoid that. You want to... that's what the whole minimalist movement is all about, is kind of boiling down life to its essence and not cluttering it with unnecessary things. And the Emperor wants you to have control over this so that you can take advantage of offers. Sometimes offers are very in the moment and just kind of like off the cuff, and they may have a very limited time span. And if you can't just say, oh yeah, I'll do this, and if you have, then you have to, it's like, that saying, if you snooze, you'll lose. So just being prepared, for these things to come about. So that's how I see with the Emperor. What crosses you is the King of Swords, and this can be like someone who is, I don't know if you'd say, standing in your way. Perhaps this person is even your biological father or father figure, your stepfather, but this person is not on your side. Whoever, I'm not saying that this would be your father for sure, but somebody who might be a naysayer. This is like a master gaslighter, a narcissist type of person. Okay, an example would be your partner. If you don't have a good relationship, and maybe you have this amazing opportunity, but this person, for whatever reason, is trying to plant ideas in your head that you can't do this, you don't have what it takes, and that kind of thing. And if you're not careful, you might believe that person, and you might question your own abilities. So it definitely would behoove you to pay attention to what kind of messages are coming in around you from a spouse, a parent. The king could definitely be an authority figure, especially a father. There's male energy. And in that moment, that person may feel like, even with themselves, oh, I don't have these opportunities. I don't want this person to have those opportunities. And as silly as that sounds, that's sometimes what people think. they think other people's good fortune is somehow a reflection on their own, I don't know if you want to call it failure or what. I mean, it's really not failure, but stuff like that. So that's going on for you, this kind of person. This can be, if this is a current boss. Now, if this is a current boss, you may be like wanting to get away from this person in the first place. And this may just be one more reason why you want to get away from this person, because you've always been dealing with negative messages from him. Or kind of like sometimes it can be in a roundabout way. What's coming in is the Queen of Pentacles, and this is a very domestic energy. Now, this can even be working from home. Perhaps you are getting your home ready. If you're selling your home, if you are buying a new home, this is a card of gardening and taking refuge maybe in your home for the time being as you make, I was going to say as you make this transition, because I'm also thinking of that eclipse and all the changes that could be on the horizon for you, Taurus. And in that particular case, there may be things that you need to do. You might be getting your home kind of like prepared in some way. And here's another queen. Oh my goodness, we have the king and the queen. The outcome is the Queen of Swords. I often see this card as like, and I read about this being related to making a decision. And I just noticed that there's like a butterfly at the bottom, and there's like that head of a child. Oh, that's kind of creepy. Yeah, there's a bunch of butterflies on the, I don't know if you could see that, but it's kind of weird. By the way, if any of you are fans of the tarot and you've read books about the symbolism on it and you want to recommend a book for me, I'd love to read it. I did have one of the authors of another book that I have that talked about some of the symbolism, but I'm sure there's even more out there that is really detailed, because I'm looking for a lot of details, because I know there's so much going on. I'm talking about specifically with the Rider-Waite. This is Pamela Coleman Smith's illustration, and you can see like it's funny, I'm trying to I can't point to it because it's like, how do I point to this? But where the chair, the side of the chair, that's, actually, I think those are clouds. Yeah, those are clouds. But it's funny because it's so down low. It's by her feet. Her feet. So anyway, the gist of this card to me is that you're making a decision that is coming from an intuitive place, because the Queen represents the element of water. So that's not like just pure intellect like the King of Swords. But you have to practice detachment. You can't, indulge yourself with sentimentality at this time. Thinking about times when things were better. Like, for instance, if you're at a crossroads in a relationship, which certainly could be the case with this lunar eclipse that is coming up, that I'm going to talk about more later. This is something that can create a sense of, I was going to say, what came into my mind is do or die, that something has to give, that you can't sweep things under the rug anymore. And the Page of Pentacles, it's like the Emperor is very set in his ways, okay? Or her ways. I mean, this is a masculine energy, but it's whatever, we're making it more open-ended. And so you might at one time have really liked that type of resolute energy, Taurus, but the Page of Pentacles is a youthful kind of thing, and it might even be somebody who's younger than you chronologically, if this is a relationship issue. And for Taurus sun signs who have Venus in Gemini, for instance, or in Aries, that can be something that you do like. You like a inner child that comes out. And see, that's the thing, though, because you're an earth sign, you might also like what the Emperor represents, but you're kind of torn. And maybe in the past, the Emperor was a kind of energy that you welcomed, but now you're more attuned to what the Page of Pentacles represents. And there's this kind of maybe even a meeting of the minds sometimes. So and even though the Emperor is very solid, they're also very black and white, and that might be irking you a little bit. You want to be the black and white one in the relationship, right? I don't know. But anyway, that's what I have for you, Taurus. I hope that this resonated. If you'd like a private reading, I do a lot of astrology readings. I have a special. If you like the tarot, full-length tarot with natal chart interpretation or the transits, an hour, either one, with the tarot reading called the Whole Enchilada for a sale price, and same with double chart reading, analysis and transits, 2 hours altogether for a special price, and other types of readings. The link is below. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.